Hello there. Welcome back to Cretin Accounting. In this video, I want to look at the preparation of the debt creditors reconciliation, whereby we are going to prepare the creditors control, and then we are going to prepare a corrected creditors list. That is a list of creditors. And then we've got the question that we have here, which is our question 2.1 on that question paper. So let's try to see what we have in terms of the question. So the question reads, Bafana Traders and the bookkeeper of Bafana Traders made errors when posting to the creditors control account on 30 November 2018. The balance in the creditors control account did not correspond to the creditors list extracted from the creditors ledger. So on the required part, take into account errors and omissions provided in information C and prepare the following. So you are given the 2.1.1, which says set up the correct creditors control account for November 2018 in the general ledger, prepare the account correctly, and we are seeing that this question is got 19 marks. Then part 2, 2.1.2 says correct list of creditors on 3rd November 2018, and it has got 17 marks. So we're given a question in the information that we have in the question. We've got information A where we're given a general ledger of Bafana Traders that we have there, and then we go to information B where we're given a list of creditors on 3rd November 2018. After that, now we go to information C, which is saying errors and omissions. We are given errors from information number 1 going down to information number 5. So this is what we have. So we go to our answer section. Remember, we have got our data control account, which we just need to fill in, which we have here. General ledger of Bafana Traders, balance sheet accounts, that is the creditors control. And we have the opening balance, we're given it as balance BD on the credit side of 4,380. So we are just going to go to the list of errors or omissions that we are given there and try to adjust the figures that needs to be adjusted, and the figures that have no adjustments, we're just going to transfer them as they are in the creditors control in the creditors list. So going up, let's try to see what we have in terms of the errors and omissions. See that error number 1 reads invoice 196 received from Townsend Stores for 1,408 was posted to the account along with traders in the subsidiary book. So basically, what the scenario that we have here is that we have got our Townsend Stores, which is where it was supposed to be recorded, but it was recorded in along with a traders account. So we have got along with traders account. So this is what we have. Then this entry was transferred correctly to the along with traders, and it was an invoice, which means it was supposed to be credited in Townsend Stores, but it was credited in long with a traders account. So we are going to it is there, which is 1,480 on the credit side of loans, but it's not supposed to be there, which means we have to remove it by debiting long with. So we're going to it's going to come here on the debit side, and then we remove it along with, and we enter it in the correct amount, which is Townsend Stores, by entering on the credit side. And remember, these are creditors accounts. So whenever we debit the creditors account, it's a minus, and whenever we credit, it's a plus. So this is what we have. So we are going to subtract 1,480 from long with, and then we add 1,480 in Townsend Stores. So we check the balances of the two accounts, that is Townsend and long with. So we go to the list of balances that we are given and try to see. We are here. So we are having our Townsend has got 1,300. We're going to say 1,300, and then we add 1,480. Then our long with is 4,512, and then we subtract 1,408, which is what's supposed to be there. So just go to the data list on the answer section and adjust as such. We come here. So this is what we have. Our Townsend, remember, we are supposed to add, so we have got 1,300 is the balance, and then we add 1,480. And then we leave it open because we might have another error or omission that is going to affect Townsend Stores. Then for long with, we've got a balance of 4,512. And then we are going to subtract 1,480. And this is what we have. So After having this now, we can leave it open again because we might have another transaction that is going to affect long traders. So we got there. So you see that the error that we have corrected on the first part, which is one here, this error is not going to affect our creditors control because this error is transpired in the it's an error that has occurred in the ledger. It's not going to affect our our creditors control. Remember, the figures that will be posted will be taken from the subsidiary book. So this is the subsidiary book, and we are seeing that this is a list of creditors that will be having in the subsidiary books. Let's say we have got Peter here, and then we have our John, and many others that might be there, and then we have got the total figure that will be there. So when you are posting to the creditors control, we take the total figure and put it in the creditors control. And then when you are posting to the creditors list, which is the creditors ledger, we are going to post individual accounts individually in their accounts in the creditors ledger. So basically what we are trying to say is if an error occurs in the total balance, it's going to, if maybe the total balance is incorrect, it only affects the creditors control. And when an error occurs only in the creditors ledger, it occurs only the creditors list. It doesn't affect the creditors control because the creditors control only takes their figures from subsidiary book. Then the same applies when error occurs on the individual account in the subsidiary book. Let's say we're supposed to enter 201 in Peter's account, but it was entered as maybe 102. It means this error is wrong, and we're going to check it in the creditors ledger is wrong, so the creditors ledger will be affected, and the total figure will be also wrong, and the total figure that is going to the creditors control also will be wrong. So in that case, we are having both the creditors ledger and the creditors control being wrong. So this is what we have, and also if an error occurs in the creditors control only, it only affects the creditors control. It doesn't affect the creditors list, list which is under the creditors ledger. So basically, that's why we are seeing our error here that we have corrected there. It's not going to affect our creditors control. So this is what we are going to go to the next error, which is error number 2. The business decided to transfer the balance of financial distributors to the debtors ledger. So let's just try to see what we have there and try to represent it maybe in a T account. It becomes maybe easy to understand. So we come here, we are saying the business decided to transfer the balance of financial distributor to the debtors ledger, and if you come on the debtors list and check the balance of financial distributors, you see that is a debit balance. So if it's a debit balance, it's like this. It's on the debit, it's 206, and this is a creditors account. So when it's being transferred, remember we are saying in the creditors accounts, when we debit, it's a minus. When we credit, it's a plus. So here it's a negative 260. So you're supposed to transfer it by entering on the credit side. So by entering on the credit side, it becomes a plus. So we are going to say negative 260 on the adjustment, and then we add our 260, and then it goes back to 0. So this is exactly how we are going to adjust that one. So you're also going to see that as we transfer it, it's also going to affect the creditors control because the creditors are also in the journals are also going to be affected, and we are going to see that we are going to enter it as a journal credit. So it's going to increase the value that we have for journal credits. So it's going to be plus 260 on the journal credit section in the creditors control. So we go there in the other section. We start with the debtors list. Start with the creditors list. Sorry, we start with the creditors list section, whereby we are seeing it's a negative 260. Negative 260. Then we add another 260 so that we transfer it, and then it becomes 0 in. So basically, this is what we have. So we go to the creditors control now. In the creditors control, we are saying, if you go to the question, we have got a figure for journal credits. going to increase this value that we have for journal credits, which is 1,290. So just going to say 1,290. We add our 260. So we go to the creditors control, and we go to the credit side. And what we are going to do on the credit side, we are going to say journal credit, journal credits. These are journal credits. Then on the adjustment part, my space is limited, so I'm just going to make the adjustment on top there, which is we are going to say 1,290. The balance that we have for journal credits, and then we add our 260. So we do that. We're going to see that if you calculate it as such, the amount that you are going to get is 1,550. And in this column, our folio column, you're supposed to enter the book of original entry or the subsidiary book that you are taking this figure, which is obviously going to be the general journal. So here we can say GJ, meaning our general journal. So we've adjusted the second error there, then we can try to go again to see the next error that we have there, which is now error number 3. Invoice 231 received from PP traders for merchandise purchased on credit for 2,300 rands was incorrectly recorded in the creditors journal is 3,200. You see, the creditors journal is incorrect. We entered the wrong figure. So this error is going to affect both the total figure in the creditors journal, which is supposed to be posted to the creditors control, is wrong. And also the amount of PP traders that we are going to transfer to PP traders account in the ledger is also going to be wrong. We're going to transfer a wrong figure of 3,200. So let's see how it was entered incorrectly with how much 3,200 minus 2,300. We subtract, you're going to get your 900. So 900 is the difference. And we see that it was entered with a bigger figure of 900. So remember, this is an invoice. So it means remember the total of the amount in the creditor journal is going to be entered in the control account, which is creditors control account under sales. So it will be under purchases, other purchases on the credit side. So as we are entering it under purchases on the credit side, we are supposed to remove this 900. It means we entered a bigger figure than what was supposed to be entered on the credit side of the creditors control as purchases. So we subtract 900 on the purchase side, and then in PP traders account again in the data list, we're going to subtract again 900. So this is what we have. So we can go there and then adjust aside other PP traders, and then we can check the amount that we have in the creditors list for PP traders. We have got PP traders here, and we are saying 3,890, and then we're going to subtract to 900. So we come here in the creditors list, we are saying PP traders is here, and we are subtracting 900. We leave it. We close it after we've finished all the errors which needs to be corrected there. Then you go to the purchase account. The purchase account is obviously on the credit side of the creditors control in question, which is here 45,700. We were supposed also to subtract 900 of that amount because we entered a bigger figure there. There's a bigger figure here in the purchase account by 900, so we need to remove that one. We go to the credit side of the creditors control in the answer section, and we're going to say purchases. And then in brackets, we can just make the adjustments whereby we are saying the figure for purchases that we have is 45,700 minus 900. And then the answer that you are supposed to get, we subtract there 45,700 minus 900, we're going to get 4,800. So here we have 44,800. And then obviously now the figure we're taking it from subsidiary book of the creditors journal. So here is CJ, meaning creditors journal. So this is what we have in terms of the error that we have there, which is affecting our purchases and also the creditors list. So we go to the next one. So we have finished adjusting this one. So we go to the fourth one. The business retained some spares bought to the delivered van to the value of 806 rand to Numero Motors. The amount was correctly recorded in the creditors allowance journal, but it was posted to the creditors ledger as credit purchases. So if it is correct in the creditors allowance journal, it means the creditors control is going to be correct, but in the creditors ledger it's incorrect because it was entered as a credit purchase. Remember, this is these are returns. So remember, in the we bought an account of Numero, a Numero account, and then this entry was entered as an invoice. So when it was entered as an invoice as credit purchases, it means it's on the credit side. But they were returns, as we are told that they were returns, business returns. So they were it was supposed to be entered on the debit side. So firstly, you have to remove the 86 on the credit side by entering 860. And then we end, and when we enter 860, it becomes zero, as we are removing 860 minus 860 minus 860, it becomes zero. And then we enter the correct amount. So it's going to be entered twice on the debit side. So by doing that, remember we are saying on the credit side is a plus, on the debit side is a minus for a creditor's account. So we're going to say the balance for numero account that we are having in the list of balances minus 860, and then we subtract again 860. So we're going to do subtract twice. So we go and check the balance of numero traders here. We are seeing that it's Numero Motors, which is going to be 4,640. So we are going to subtract 860 twice. So we go to our answer section and we go to the creditors list, whereby we are saying Numero Motors is here, and then we are saying 4,640, and then we subtract 860, we subtract again 860. So this is the adjustment that we have. Then we go to the next one, which is going to be the last one. Is it appears we are here now on 4, which is saying PP Trader supplies goods to Bafana traders and also buys from Bafana traders. The debit balance of 740 in their account in the debtors ledger is to be transferred to their account in the creditors ledger. So it means when it's going to be it's a debit balance of 640 in the account in their account in the debtors ledger is to be transferred to their account in the creditors ledger. So it's coming from the debtors and it's a debit balance in the debtors. So we can just maybe try to represent it in a T account. So it's a debit balance in the debtors. When it's a debit balance, it's 640 on the debit side. And then it's supposed to be transferred to the creditors. So by removing this now, we're supposed to credit 640 in the debtors, and then it comes on the creditors and now as a debit again. Remember, it's a creditors, it's a plus on the credit and a minus on the debit. So what we are going to do there, it's PP traders supplies goods to Bafana traders and also buys from Bafana traders. So we are going to check the amount that we have for Bafana traders in the creditors list. If we have the amount that we have there for Bafana traders in the creditors list. So the scenario that we have here is that Bafana Traders is the owner of the business. So the creditor that we have here is PP Traders. So what is going to happen is, as we are saying, PP Traders is the creditor. So according to our explanation here that we have here, we say that the creditor is going to be debited here, which is the Bafana, which is sorry, the PP Trader. So PP Traders here is the owner of the account, PP Traders. So here we are saying debit, PP Traders. Remember, when debit is a minus, so it means for the amount of PP Traders, we're going to subtract 640. And then the other entry that we're going to make in the creditors control is that it's going to increase the amount for the journal debit. So we're going to say plus 640 again for the journal debit. So we come to our answer section. We are going to, we already have an adjustment for PP traders. So let's come to the creditors list whereby PP traders we subtracted 900 here. So here, this one, it's also supposed to be a negative against 640. And then we go to our creditors control and we check for the figure for journal debits that we are given in the question. We are seeing that journal debits is 2,650. So we are going to say here we have got journal debits, whereby we are just going to say 2,640 is the adjustment, 2,640, and then we are going to add our 640, 2,650, and then we add our 2,650, and then we add our 640, get the total. So here, if you add, you'll see that the total that you are supposed to get there, you're getting 3,290. And obviously, the subsidiary book is going to be the general journal. So this is what we have, and then we've completed our entries. Then we can see some of the entries that we are not affected by the errors. We just pick them as they are and put them here. So if you go to the debit side of the and pick the ones that are missing, debit side of the creditors control, you see that we don't have the figure for bank is not there. And the balance we are going to calculate it. So this one we leave it, but we take the figure for bank, which is our the big figure for our bank. We've got bank and discount. The bank that we are having there, which is bank and discount receipt, going to be bank and discount receipt, which is going to be 32,400. So we've got bank and discount receipt that is there. That is supposed to come also on the debit side, bank and discount receipt. It's bank and discount receipt. I don't have space here, but you can just know that it's bank and discount receipt. So obviously, the book, the subsidiary book there is going to be the cash payment journal. And then we try to see in terms of the adjustment that is supposed to be made for bank and. So if you come back to our question there, you'll see that we've got discount there appearing on the credit side, and it's supposed to be part of our bank as bank and discount allowed. So we are going to take this 1,850 and take it to the credit debit side, and we are adding to 32,400. So we go there, in all the other section, we are saying a bank and discount here, the calculation that we have here, it's we are going to say our 32,400, the balance that we are given on the debit side, plus our discount that has been put to the wrong side is 1,850. And then the answer that we are supposed to get there, it's 34,250. So this was the missing figure that was also we were also having on the debit side. Then if you go to the question, again, let's try to see. You've got another entry that you need to put on the debit side. We can check if we've got anything that is not appearing that we have on the we also, if you go to the question now on the creditors control, you see that we have got creditors allowances. These are supposed also to be on the debit side. They are returns, they are purchase returns, and they reduce the figure for purchases, so they go to the debit side as our creditors allowances. So we take this figure again to the debit side and put it as our creditors allowances. So we come here. So we are saying creditors allowances. Creditors allowances, and the figure that we have, 2,108. And we are taking the figures from our creditors allowance journal. So we have got creditors allowance journal is our subsidiary book. And then we try to see if we have got any other entry that we need to put there which is not appearing. So this is what we have, and then it seems we have entered everything that needs to be entered. So we can now balance the account by adding the total of the debit and the credit and see the greater total. You see that the credit side is going to be the greater total, and it's going to be with an amount of 50,730. It's going to be with an amount of 50,000. 50,000. Let's try to see. 50,000. If we add 1,550, and then we add your 44,800, and then we add your 4,380. You are supposed to get your total of 50,700, 50,730, which is going to be the greater total, 50,730, and it's going to come both sides. And obviously, now we subtract the total of the debit side by saying 50,730 minus 2,108 minus 34,250 minus 3,290. So the answer that you're supposed to get as the balancing figure is going to be 11,082. So we've got here 11,082. And obviously this is going to be your balance CD, which is also going to come here as our balance, bid. And then all the dates columns, remember all this is transferring at the end of the month, which is going to be our November 30. So here we're going to just say November 30. And we are saying this date is going to apply to every transaction that is following. And here, November 1 is only for the balance BD. All the others are at the end of the month, which is November 30. And it's going to apply to all other entries that we have, which is we have got the purchases beneath that. So this is the completion of the creditors control. Then we go to the data list. Go to the data list just beneath that. We go to the creditors list. We've got our creditors list here. So we can now say for PP traders, 3,890 minus 900 minus 640, and then you get your 2,350. You do the same thing for Townsend, 1,300 plus 1,480, you get 2,780. And then for long width traders, so 4,512 minus 1,480. And then we are going to get 3,032. And then for numero motors, we are going to say 4,640 minus 860 minus 860, and then we get the 2,920. Then we add all what we have for the credit under the credit column, and we get the total of 11,082, which is this is going to be your first balancing figure for creditors list. We've got a total of 11,082, which should be the same with the amount that we got in the data's control, corrected data's control, which is also 11,082. So with that, we can see that we have reconciled correctly. Our creditors reconciliation is being reconciled correctly. So this is what we have in terms of our creditors reconciliation question. Let's meet again in the next video. As for this video, I'm out.